Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Motordrome Speedway. Tonight, we present the NASCAR Whelen All-American Series with 5 divisions of racing action, and at this time, we hope to launch everything with our opening ceremonies. As usual, we ask that each and every one of you please rise up from your seats. Gentlemen, remove your caps, and if you are moving around the Speedway grounds, please pause with us momentarily, as tonight we will have an invocation delivered to us by Mr. Ray Kaiser from the New Stanton United Methodist Church, and the singing of our national anthem by Haley Brunson. Mr. Kaiser?
Thank you. Dear Lord, we thank you so much for your many blessings. We thank you, Lord, that you parted the clouds and made it a beautiful Friday. Father God, I just pray for everybody here. I pray, Lord God, that you would watch over us. Help us to have fun tonight. Help us to appreciate all the many blessings that you give us, Lord. I pray, Lord, that your hand would be over the drivers, protecting them tonight. I just pray that our time together would be in your presence, you would be glorified, and that we would have fun. In Jesus' name, amen.
Please remain standing for the singing of our national anthem. Haley?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Street stock competition at some point in their careers. Minjok, a big winner in the Charger division before graduating onto the Napa Street Stocks. Green flag is out and we're underway. Eight laps the distance for heat race number 1 of the Napa Street Stocks, and Bill Henry is the early race leader. Jason Holder falls into second spot, then Bill Ashton and Todd Knight. Side by side in a battle for third position, Knight and Ashton. Ashton on the bottom in car 35. Knight, one of 3 racing Knights here with us this evening and each and every Friday, as the Plum veteran takes over third spot and quickly reels in Jason Holder in car 74. Bill Henry, the race leader from Vandergrift, Pennsylvania. In 2007, Henry was the winner of the biggest event of the season for the Street Stocks. Has a pair of feature victories in his career in car 64, and he dirt tracks the car big time in 3 and 4. Jason Holder in 74 able to gain ground. Now it's Todd Knight in car 70 threatening to take away the second position. Henry in car 64, your leader, with a very loose handling condition, nonetheless pulling away from Holder by about 2 or 3 car lengths as Knight closes in third spot halfway through this one. Crossed flags indicating halfway through this 8-lap heat race for the Napa Street Stocks, and now Knight gets a good run to the outside of Holder. Both of those drivers are able to close in on Henry through turns 3 and 4 the last several laps. This time Henry's a lane and a half too high, still loose condition. He drifts up in front of Knight, and the battle for second spot is a dead heat, working lap 5 of 8 between Jason Holder in 74 and Todd Knight in the 70. Now Henry is way off the pace. The entire field will pass by leader Bill Henry. It's now Todd Knight in car 70 in command of this event. In second spot, Jason Holder, Bill Ashton in third, Andrew Kostelnik in fourth. Andrew Kostelnik in car 57, feature winner already this season. Into fourth with Ashton in third, Holder in second, and now Todd Knight with a rather commanding lead as a result of Henry dropping out of this heat race after leading 5 laps. White flag signals final time around. Side by side, Ashton and Kostelnik fighting for third position. Remember that heat races do award championship points. And coming out of turn number 4, picking up the most points in this one, Todd Knight in car 70 with a checkered flag. Russo, 2-time feature winner in the 0. Jonathan Heilman in 15. Tom Knight Sr. in 76 as the green flag waves. 3 wide in the battle for second as Zellweger, dropping back from the front row, is split by the 0 of Colarusso and the 48 of Bacalon. Jonathan Heilman in the 15 will be the next car to dive beneath the 18 of Zellweger. Early race leader is Sean Phillips in car 31. He is the defending champion and a 2-time feature winner in 2009. Directly behind him, the only other 2-time feature winner in the Napa Street Stocks, Dink Colarusso. They're playing bumper tag, and they are 1 and 2 in the points race. Phillips comes into tonight with a pair of heat race wins. Colarusso in second has 3 heat race wins. 48 of Bacalon also 3-time heat race winner. So fast heat race drivers at the front of this field, distancing themselves from the 15 of Jonathan Heilman from Bell Vernon. Sean Phillips in car 31 suffered a violent crash in his heat race on opening night, then rallied to a second place finish in that same feature event, leading the points chase at the midpoint of this heat race. He is out in front of Dink Colarusso. Top 2 drivers in the point standings, just as they are on the racetrack, working lap 4 of 8, our second heat race for the Napa Auto Parts Street Stocks, with Mike Bacalon of North Versailles in third, the former modified champion. Repeatedly, contact has been made between the front bumper of Colarusso and the rear bumper of Phillips, and now the battle intensifies as Colarusso takes his AK chassis 0 to the inside of the defending champion and will take the lead. 2 laps remaining in this one. Coming into tonight, Sean Phillips' points lead was 4 over Dink Colarusso. Make that 3. And now as Colarusso takes the lead, he will gain just a bit of ground with the white flag waving if he can maintain the point position for 1 more lap. Final lap of our second and final heat race for the Napa Street Stocks. And after taking several seasons off from competition at Motordrome Speedway, this year's 2-time feature winner, Dink Colarusso, will win another heat race over Sean Phillips, Mike Bacalon, Jonathan Heilman, and Tom Knight Sr. '96, feature winner this year, Lonnie Hoffman from Smithton. 57 is Jimmy Nicola. 40 is Brian Shipp, and the 8 is Marion Reno Jr. Green flag waves, 8 laps the distance for the Wyotech Modifieds heat race. Early race lead belongs to Adam Kostelnik, and a heated battle for third. It's Harry Ofer in the 0-1 and Jim Nicola in the 5. We've had 2 modifieds scratch from competition tonight, meaning we will have only 1 heat. as the 3 of Chris Brink and the 93 of Mike Lemley are unable to start. This will be the only Wyotech modified heat race, 8 laps in distance. Fight for third is intense. Harry Opfer on the bottom of the speedway. Jim Nicola up high. And Nicola in car 5 will secure the third spot headed into turn 3. Here comes the 04 of Bobby Shipp, second place finisher last week in the feature. Opfer in the 01 now falling back. A multiple feature winner in each of the last couple of seasons. Opfer now being passed by Lonnie Hoffman, who got his first career win just a few weeks back in car 96. Out in front, driving the Viglione Racing, Luzader Auto Service number 60, current points leader Adam Kostelnik. Second, it's George Nicola in car 97, who has a heat race win this season. And again, the third position is the one with the heated fight as Bobby Shipp in the 04 closes in on the rear bumper of the 5 of Jim Nicola. Jim Nicola, the former division champion, and Bobby Shipp, a former Charger division champion. Action settles down just a bit. Kostelnik sees the white flag signaling final lap as he leads George Nicola. Nicola third in the championship point standings. Kostelnik, the leader of the chase, and coming into turns 3 and 4 to pick up his third heat race win of 2009. Defending champion Adam Kostelnik will win it over George Nicola, Jim Nicola, Bobby Shipp, and Lonnie Hoffman. Super late models. Dan Lewis in 8, Todd Price in 15. Lead him to the green, and we are underway. Out in front early, Todd Price in car 15. Driver of the Mans Family Racing, D&D Office Plus, Frankie Day Oldies Show, Stoystown Auto Wrecking 15. Price pulling away from Dan Lewis early on in this one, and Lewis has a rear view mirror full of the 98 of Neal Brown. Brown, the biggest winner last season, picked up the checkered flag in the Piney Lasky Memorial last October, then won his first start here 3 weeks ago. And Brown is challenging Lewis to the inside. Working lap 2 of 10, officially at the scoring line. Dan Lewis remains in second position by inches over Brown, but on the back straight, it looks like Brown will complete the pass in the Richter Motorsports 98. Bobby Henry coming along to join that battle in car 11. Now up to second spot from Acme, Pennsylvania in the Hunter's Peterbilt. O'Shea Lumber, number 98. Neal Brown chasing leader Todd Price. Couple of Fords at the front of this pack. Then Bobby Henry side by side with Dan Lewis for third. And on lap 4 of 10, the action heats up. A challenge for the lead and a challenge for third. Brown goes side by side with Price down the back straight. Todd Price in car 15 from Allen Bank, Pennsylvania holds the outside lane, but in turn 4 will lose the lead to Neal Brown. At the midpoint of this event, as Brown takes over command of the event, Bobby Henry has launched into third position around the 8 of Dan Lewis, as Lewis is making his first start of the season. Then back in 5th, former truck division champion Gregory Kelly. Henry very quickly pressuring for the runner-up spot as he takes his Palagrudo Motorsports third level direct Stone and Company Megan Ford to the inside and secures the runner-up position, opening the lane for Lewis to follow suit around Price. 3 laps to go now, and early race leader Todd Price is back in 4th position with Dan Lewis up to 3rd in his first start of the season. Bobby Henry into 2nd spot, the former champion. Up front, Neal Brown, the feature winner 2 weeks ago. Neal Brown opening up a huge lead with the Davies Ford number 98. Brown was victorious in his first start, then crashed on lap 1 of last week's feature. He sees the white flag, got a straightaway lead over Bobby Henry. And in turns 3 and 4, first heat race for the NASCAR Subway Super Late Models will be won by Neal Brown over Bobby Henry, Dan Lewis, Todd Price, and Gregory Kelly. Feature win. Barry Audi on the pole. Dave Merrow to the outside. Green flag is out, and Audi gets a great jump on the start. Longtime veteran and former Clearfield and Jennerstown Speedway champion Barry Audi, the early race leader. Dave Merrow in car 69 trying to fend off the Benz Motorsports number 60 driven by Will Thomas. '69, the Cars by Dave sponsored Chevrolet of Merrow. Merrow, a former truck division champion here at Motordrome. He gets about a car length of breathing room over the 60 of Will Thomas now. Marc Catone is up to 4th in car 31. Catone started in the last row. He's passed 2 cars already in 2 laps and moves to the outside lane of Will Thomas now. Points leader is the man on the move in car 31, 2-time track champion Marc Catone. And Catone makes very quick work of his current championship nemesis, Will Thomas, in the 60 car. Second in the points coming into tonight. Surrenders 3rd spot to Marc Catone in 31. Still Dave Merrow in 2nd and Barry Audi up front. Working lap number 4 of 10, the race leader in the Wheeler Brothers, Stoystown Auto Wrecking Chevrolet, Barry Audi from Jenners, PA. In 2nd spot, Dave Merrow from Wall, and then it's Marc Catone. Catone in the Auto Express Transportation Evanuic Racing Engines Ford number 31, haunting the rear bumper of Dave Merrow from 3rd position. Then in 4th, it's Will Thomas. 5th, it's Bethlehem Barn. And Marc Catone gets all kinds of sideways out of turn number 4, but makes a veteran save. And even after nearly having a spin, he remains glued to the rear bumper of Merrow's car. Barry Audi with about a 7 or 8 car length lead. Catone again looks to the inside and keeps it planted there down the front straight. 3 laps to go, and a heated fight for 2nd position. Marc Catone in 31, Dave Merrow in 69. Catone with an excellent run to the inside through 3. Let's see if he can maintain it into turn number 4, where he had that problem 2 laps ago. It's officially Dave Merrow by inches into the 2nd spot, trailing Barry Audi and fighting to remain in the runner-up spot with Marc Catone in 31. Now Catone settles back in. In 4th, it's the 60 of Will Thomas, the Stans Transmissions Colonial Metal Products Chevrolet, and he is feeling the pressure of Matt Bethlehem Barnt in the 55 car as we're on the final lap. Will Catone make a challenge for 2nd in turns 3 and 4? He will, but coming to take the checkered flag, it will be Barry Audi in car 75. Dave Merrow hangs on to 2nd by half a car length over Catone, followed by Will Thomas and Matt Barn. On the pole, and last week's winner, Marc Bull, to his outside. Green flag is out. We're up to full speed. Bull with a terrific launch off of turn number 2, and Wiltrout gets sideways alongside of Steve Black. Sean Pilla backs off to avoid an incident in car 5. He will fall to the tail of the field. But look at Marc Bull opening up a huge lead on lap number 1 over Greensburg's Steve Black in car 1. Gary Wiltrout in the 95 looked a little bit squirrely in turn number 2 there. The former track champion is 3rd. Then Kyle Martell, who started last, up into 4th spot in car 59. Kyle Martell in the 59 car from Lebanon, Pennsylvania, has been an ARCA Supercar Series competitor this season and racing with us weekly here at Motordrome. He is closing in on Gary Wiltrout in 95. third place driver Gary Wiltrout has a feature victory already in 2009 with the Palagrudo Motorsports entry. But up front, it's all Marc Bull in car 96. This time in turn 4, Martel with a good run under Wiltrout and steals away third position. We're working lap 4 of 10. It's now Marc Bull in the Howard Concrete Pumping Chevrolet number 96, leading the Penn West Toyota Lift Camry number 1 of Steve Black. In third position, Kyle Martell from Lebanon. In fourth, the 2002 Motordrome track champion Gary Wiltrout from Somerset. Then Kerwinsville teenager in car 26, Nathan Russell. The car 5 of Sean Pilla, the Brooks Automotive Group, Nagy Sunoco Gas and Oil Machine, making his first appearance at Motordrome Speedway in 2009. And Pilla racing just behind the Lesser Lumber sponsored 26 of Russell. 3 laps remaining, and the man who won a free 6-inch Subway meatball sub for everybody in the house last week, Marc Bull, stretching out his advantage over Steve Black. White flag in the air signals final lap for the veteran from 84 Pennsylvania. He's a multiple feature winner at the Jennerstown Speedway, a multiple feature winner here at the Motordrome Speedway. He's a graduate of legacy car racing. And coming out of turn number 4, winning his first heat race of 2009, it's Marc Bull taking the checkered flag over Steve Black, Kyle Martell, Gary Wiltrout, and Nathan Russell. In car 12, Ed McConnell in 48, feature winner A.J. Poljak in the 2, rookie Steve Settle in the 3, Kristen Ettling in car 8, the 11 is Victor Keller, and the 14 is Zane Farrell. So we are green and racing. We're 6 laps. And we've got a driver change to announce. The 11 that is normally Victor Keller being driven tonight by former champion Tracy Keller, who destroyed his machine in a serious back straight crash last week. But here on lap 1, Smithton, Pennsylvania's Roger Bryan in car 12 is feeling the pressure of A.J. Poljak in car 2. We're going 3 wide at the back of the field, almost 4 wide. But the lead battle is where we'll focus our attention. It's Roger Bryan, the 4-cylinder graduate, up high. And a feature winner 3 weeks ago, A.J. Poljak in the 2, taking over the point position on lap 2. Poljak, a dirt track winner at Pennsylvania Motor Speedway, who got his first asphalt win this season in only a handful of starts on the pavement. He is glued door to door with Roger Bryan in car 12, while Kristen Ettling rises up to the 3rd position in car 8. Halfway through this one, 3 laps down and 3 to go. Kristen Ettling in car number 8 had a fantastic feature run a couple of weeks ago as she started deep in the field and cracked the top 10. Now in car number 8, she's threatening to take away the runner-up position as Poljak's Malibu out to about a 3-car length lead, and Kristen Ettling will take over the runner-up spot. The young lady behind the wheel of car number 8, making her presence known here in 2009, made only a handful of starts last year, so she's somewhere between a rookie and a sophomore. And here comes Tracy Keller, his first night behind the wheel of the 11 car, which will be scored as number 1 as the white flag signals final time around. A.J. Poljak in car number 2. And look at Kristen Ettling. The young driver looking to the high side of Poljak. In the 12, it's Bryan. In the 11, it's Tracy Keller. The 3 is Steve Settle. And coming out of turn number 4, winning the heat race in car 2, it's A.J. Poljak over Kristen Ettling, Roger Bryan, Tracy Keller, and Steve Gardner. 71 car is rookie. As the green flag is out, we are underway. 3 wide with Points leader in the middle, Denny Keller in car 13 at the back of the field. Didn't get a chance to finish the lineup before the green flag. Rookie in 61 is Ron Eifert III. Rookie in 71 is John Scott. And the division rookie is leading, but Chris Spadacine will spin. Great job of avoiding that incident by Ed Neidhart. And the green flag will stay out as Spadacine turns the 43 car around. Lap 1 is in the books. Spadacine was a feature winner in 2008 in car 43, and he continues on his way. But a driver who made his rookie appearance at Motordrome last year in the 4 cylinders, Ed Scheltman, moves up a division and is leading this Charger Division heat race in car 20. Last week, the feature winner was Matt Gardner in car 7 from Roughdale. He is second in the point standings coming into tonight. Third on the racetrack and third in the points chase, Ed Neidhart from Renfrew, PA. And points leader Denny Keller is fourth in car 13. He was the opening night feature winner. Halfway through this event, and Pittsburgh's Ed Scheltman could be headed for his first career checkered flag in Charger Division racing after he suffered a devastating crash on opening night, which almost found a Charger car upside down here on the front straight. Scheltman repaired that ride in just 2 weeks, and it's running better than ever for this division rookie out in front. Side by side into turn 1 is the battle for third. Denny Keller in car 13 and Ed Neidhart in 68, both feature winners this season. Second, third, and fourth on the Speedway have all been to victory lane in 2009 and hoping to see his first ever checkered flag. Ed Scheltman in car 20. He takes the white flag, but he's got a winning veteran right on his heels. Scheltman last season built his first American Flyers 4-cylinder race car. That machine is now being driven by his son. And Scheltman, trying to protect the inside lane, gets tagged by Matt Gardner. And we're going to have a caution flag before the final lap is completed. Opens gate after our next 2 heats. Green flag is waving. Denny Keller is the new leader in car 13. In second spot now, Ed Neidhart from Renfrew, Pennsylvania. In third, it's Ron Eifert III from Scottdale, another graduate of the 4-cylinder division as a Charger rookie. Rookie John Scott is fourth. White flag waving. As a result of the caution flag, this event will be stretched into a 7-lap heat race for the green-white checker finish. And the driver of car 13, Denny Keller, he's got a feature win, he's got 1 heat win. Neidhart looking to take it away from him on the final lap. Out of turn 4, they're side by side. It'll be a second win of the season in heat race action for Denny Keller. 3 is Eugene, the Hillbilly Zerfoss, as the green flag waves. And we're going to add to the heat race in shocking fashion. 71 is Troy Knight, 14 car is driven by Kevin Keffer. Out in front, the 73 of Paul Kumpfmiller. Kumpfmiller's Honda leading Paul Koffler Jr. on lap number 1. 27, Steve Long, last year's champion at the Jennerstown Speedway, in third. So far this season, he's only competed with us in his Napa Street Stock as he's moved up a couple of divisions, but with his Street Stock car not here, he dusts off the old Super Compact. And look at second spot, Koffler turning the car sideways in turn 4, allowing Paul Kumpfmiller in the 73 to build up his lead. The 8 car is Ivan Tucker from Cannonsburg, making a first start here at Motordrome Speedway. Challenge for third spot, a couple of veterans in the division. Eugene, the Hillbilly Zerfoss in car 23, pulls to the inside of Steve Long. and will steal away a podium position with 2 laps to go. Still Koffler Jr. in second, and David Kampfmiller, that is, running away with this heat race. David Kampfmiller in the 73. I've been calling him Paul Kampfmiller because he is a crew member on Paul Urso's super late model. And I've got my first names all crossed up as David Kampfmiller takes the white flag. Battle for second as Zerfoss in the 23 challenges Koffler on this final go-round. Looks like Zerfoss will take away second spot on the back straight, but headed into turns 3 and 4. In car 73 for his first heat race win at the Motordrome Speedway, David Kampfmiller takes the checkered flag. Coming home in second, it will be the 23 of Hillbilly Zerfoss over Paul Koffler Jr., Steve Long, and the 2 of Andres Suarez. New Stanton Auto Body and our friends at Snavely International. And welcome our friends from Commonwealth Contracting to the Motordrome Speedway. 3 wide in 2 rows in turn 1. That's why we added the Super to the name Compact Division. Out in front early, it's the 48 car with Paul Koffler the 3rd. And look at Tex Dunmeyer in the 5 and Matt Sever in 83 shooting through the middle of traffic. Dunmeyer takes second spot from young Bill Schwartz in the 31. And Sever diving to the inside, a pair of Cavaliers fighting for 3rd spot. Up front, Paul Koffler the 3rd. Trying to make that car awfully wide, but he can't make it wide enough to block the neon. Number 5, Larry Tex Dunmeyer. Matt Sever moving around Koffler into second spot on lap 2 of 6. Drivers in first and second both have feature wins in 2009. Larry Dunmeyer, a transplanted Texas native, and Matt Sever of West Newton in the Martinelli's Auto 83. Now Schwartz in 31, challenging and taking a position away from Koffler's 48. The States Tire, number 31, of young Bill Schwartz from McKeesport into 3rd spot. And Mark Seiler in the 96 started dead last. He's up to the soon-to-be 4th position if he can complete a pass on Koffler's 48 machine. So he got some valuable practice, 100 laps of it last Sunday, and makes that work to his advantage in car 96. Mark Seiler led several laps of that Enduro 100 last Sunday and climbs into 4th spot behind Schwartz. The 2 cars checking out on this field, points leader in car 83, Matt Sever, and the 5 of Larry Dunmeyer, the winner of week number 2, as the white flag signals final lap. Seiler on the back straight will challenge Schwartz for 3rd before the end of this one and will possibly take that spot away in turn 3, but coming out of turn number 4. Second heat race win of the season for Larry Dunmeyer over Matt Sever. Mark Seiler by a fender, Bill Schwartz in 4th, and Paul Koffler the 3rd in 5th. That completes our heat race action for this evening. Distance for the Napa Auto Parts Street Stocks. Bill Ashton on the pole, Teddy Gabala outside, we're green and racing. Cars stacking up behind the Holder 74 machine on the inside lane, but we stay green after bumper-to-bumper contact throughout half the field. Early race leader is Teddy Gabala in car 3. 35, Bill Ashton in second. 15 is Jonathan Heilman, then Todd Knight. Then Jason Holder in 74, and all kinds of action right there with him. The 0 of Dink Colarusso. Holder drifts up and slides out of turn 4, opens the inside lane for Colarusso. Mike Bacalon is right behind the 0 machine. Then Andrew Kostelnik and Sean Phillips fight for position. Jason Holder in 74 seems to have a serious handling problem as he's had to lift off the throttle twice now. Bill Henry dives all the way to the inside in a bonsai move to pass Andrew Kostelnik back there. We're working lap 3 of 25, and Henry will indeed gain a position as Kostelnik battles back on the outside down the back straight. Battle for 4th. Dink Colarusso takes a position away from Todd Knight in the 70 car. Could be a 3-car fight for the 2nd position in just moments, as Bill Ashton in 35 has Jonathan Heilman in 15 and Dink Colarusso surrounding him. And here comes Heilman to the inside. Last year, a multiple feature winner, Jonathan Heilman, now officially scored in 2nd position by a fender, completes the pass on lap 5, and Colarusso is to the inside of Ashton. Colarusso completes that pass and now quickly challenges Heilman. The 0 of Dink Colarusso has gained 2 positions in a single lap, and Knight will spin in car 70 after a battle with Mike Bacalon. Sails in 48. Green flag is back out. Gibala leads Colarusso, Heilman, Ashton, and Bacalon. Working lap 6 of 25. Action developing for 4th position. Mike Bacalon challenging Bill Ashton, making light contact with the 35, and then Sean Phillips is right there from the back of the field in car 31. Phillips, a 2-time feature winner, trying to crack the top 5 here, and now the lead fight intensifies down the back straight, nearly hooked together. The 3 of Teddy Gibala and the 0 of Dink Colarusso. Couldn't fit a sheet of paper between those 2 cars in turn 4, but Gibala maintains the lead by inches at the scoring line on lap 8. Gibala, with a loose handling car, may have gotten a little shove from Colarusso there, but he hangs on to the lead by a fender as they are side by side for a full lap around the Motordrome half mile. This time out of 4, the advantage will be to Colarusso by inches. Working lap 9, and the leaders are glued together door to door, and that allows the 15 of Jonathan Heilman to gain ground on the lead duo. Colarusso, the veteran, and young Teddy Gibala dicing it out for the lead, and Colarusso will now take full possession of the lead on lap 10 by a car length. Battle for 4th. Swap and paint, it's Sean Phillips on the inside, Mike Bacalon on the outside, as those 2 drivers wrestled for last week's feature victory. Bacalon has led several feature laps this season, but has had some mechanical problems in the 48. Phillips in 4th, Bacalon in 5th, and Phillips started nearer to the tail of this field. Let's see if he can gain an open track on the 3 cars up front as Gibala dirt tracks all the way through turn 4. Gibala had maintained a clear sight on the rear bumper of Dink Colarusso until that miscue in turn 4. Now he loses several car lengths and in jeopardy of losing the 2nd position to Jonathan Heilman in 15. Andrew Kostelnik, the driver 5th in the points, pulls off the racetrack, and a big problem that time for Teddy Gibala in the 3. He nearly lost the handle a lap ago, and now in turn 4 has to back all the way off the throttle to save the car. It was a terrific save, but Gibala is off the pace. Now it's Jonathan Heilman in 2nd behind Colarusso. Sean Phillips up to 3rd. Bacalon is 4th, as Gibala will head pit side in car 3. The 0 of Dink Colarusso out in front, and this time at the stripe. 15 laps are completed, 10 remaining. Jonathan Heilman in 2nd spot, yet to visit victory lane after he put a brand new body on that machine after his 5-win season a year ago. Closing in on him, the defending champion, Sean Phillips in 31. In 2008, the driver of car 31, Sean Phillips, not only the division champion, but the leading winner. He also picked up a big season-ending paycheck in October at the Piney Lasky Memorial Fall Festival weekend, and he is reeling in Heilman. Colarusso opening up his lead, meanwhile, on lap 17 of 25. Battle for second could be developing here in the late stages of this event as Sean Phillips has methodically reeled in the 15 of Jonathan Heilman. Working lap 19, and Heilman's car very, very loose each time through turns 1 and 2. That enables Phillips to creep up and make rear bumper contact. A clean pass entering turn 3 as Heilman knows that car will not stick on the bottom of the racing surface any longer. And now with 5 laps to go, could Sean Phillips be the fastest car on the racetrack? Can he reel in leader Dink Colarusso in the 0? The only 2 drivers to repeat feature victories in the Napa Auto Parts Street Stocks are now 1 and 2 on the speedway. It's Colarusso up front, Phillips in second, Heilman in third. This time out of turn number 4. White flag is waving for the 2-time feature winner who makes a miscue. He opens up the outside lane for defending champion Sean Phillips, who started at the rear of this field. And after having the race well in hand, the 0 of Dink Colarusso will have to fight tooth and nail for his 3rd victory of the season. In turn 4, this time he holds the line a little better. Phillips up to the inside. It will be Dink Colarusso taking the win over Sean Phillips, Jonathan Heilman, Mike Bacalon, and Jason Holder. Holy cow, what a last lap. Let's talk about turn 4. Coming to the white flag. Was that a driver error? Was the car not handling well? Tell us what happened right there.
Bad. The car got, from lap 16 on, kept getting tighter. I had to keep dropping the left front down in the grass to loosen the rear end up to make it turn. And I could see Sean coming. And Sean's a really good race car driver. You have to be on your A game to beat him. And I missed the apron to make it turn, and I wouldn't get out of the throttle, so it pushed towards the wall and then snapped loose at the last minute.
At that point, did you think you were going to be able to recover from that to hold off the defending champion?
I pretty much thought we were going to hit the wall, but I wasn't lifting because he was going by us. So it was one of them, we were going home on the hook again this week, or we were coming to victory lane attitude.
Now, you're second in points to that guy. Does that mean you're not the points type racer? You're going to be going for a feature win no matter what every week?
Yeah, I've been there, done that, chased them points for 7 or 8 years in a row, and did my thing at Jennerstown back-to-back, and 13 wins in a row. And Adam brought me in to take the car home in one piece every week and win features. So that's why we try to be patient in traffic and then get to the front to try to win features for him.
It worked out tonight, a chance to thank your sponsors and crew.
I want to thank Adam. He come up this week at the shop with us and helped us. My Uncle Mark and Ken Kunkel, Steve Black and the guys at Steve's Auto, it helped us out to get this car back. I got to thank Tube City Beer and Jay Poli and Jay Steiner Heating and AC, and AK Chassis, and D Sign Design, and my cousin Vince and his buddy Sweeney at the medical place that helped us out. Murphy's Welding, Keith helps us out. T&M Repair. Hopefully I got everybody this week.
There he is, a third time in victory lane, ladies and gentlemen, Dink Colarusso. 30 laps for the Wyotech Open Wheel Modifieds. Brian Shipp and Jim Nicola lead him to the line where Green and Racing. Early lead goes to Jim Nicola. Brian Shipp in second, then George Nicola and Bobby Shipp. The Shipp brothers separating Uncle Jim Nicola from his nephew George Nicola on lap 1. Side by side for third, George Nicola on the inside, Bobby Shipp on the outside. Both drivers have been to victory lane at Motordrome in recent seasons. And Jim Nicola up front, looking like he has regained some of his championship form of years ago. Single file racing, Adam Kostelnik has passed 4 cars already. And we are just now beginning to work lap number 3. Best battle is for 5th. 2 of this season's feature winners, Lonnie Hoffman in 96, the hometown hero, and Adam Kostelnik in the 60 on lap 4. Hoffman holds down the 5th position. He was the winner night number 2 of the NASCAR Whelen Series for 2009. Kostelnik has been the only other driver to win, sweeping the other 4 events. Up front, the lead about to change hands as Jim Nicola in car 5 on lap 5. Surrenders the inside lane to young Brian Shipp, the Charger Division graduate. Wheel to wheel down the back straight they go for the point position. The longtime veteran up high, and the recent Charger graduate down low. New leader will be Brian Shipp on lap 6. Wheel to wheel, it's nephew versus uncle. George Nicola, the former street stock champion in 97. Jim Nicola, the former modified champion in 5. And there's multiple car contact as Nicola has to back off the throttle just a bit. Bobby Shipp gets into him, Adam Kostelnik gets into Shipp, but we stay green flag racing on lap 7. Jim Nicola holds on to the 2nd position as a result of George Nicola backing off to avoid a problem. Then Bobby Shipp in 04, Adam Kostelnik in 60, now up to 5th as Lonnie Hoffman is back to 6th. And in turn 1, it looks like George Nicola will try another inside pass of his uncle Jim. But Jim Nicola powers away from the younger Nicola. Brian Shipp in car 40 leads the way over the Nicolai. That is the plural of Nicola, you know. Then it's Bobby Shipp and Adam Kostelnik working lap 9 of 30. One-third of the race is completed, and Brian Shipp is running away from this field in the quest for his first career Motordrome Speedway victory. He raced in the Charger division for just a couple of seasons before moving to the Modifieds. Has not been a feature winner in any form of competition here at Motordrome. In the battle for 4th, Adam Kostelnik nearly locking bumpers with the 04 of Bobby Shipp, the older of the Shipp brothers. George Nicola in 3rd, Jim Nicola in 2nd. Bobby Shipp looked to the outside of George Nicola briefly, but had to back off the hammer to avoid heavy contact, and that allowed Adam Kostelnik to change lanes on the back straight and challenge for 4th out of turn 4. Kostelnik on lap 13 by inches. officially scored in the 4th position, but Ship is battling back as they are wheel to wheel. We are soon to have a 4-car fight for 2nd position. George Nicola inside of Jim Nicola. Adam Kostelnik inside of Bobby Ship. 4 cars racing under a blanket for the runner-up position. Lonnie Hoffman about to join that battle as well from 5th as we are working lap 14 in heated action. George Nicola breaks through for 2nd position, putting his uncle Jim back to 3rd and bringing Adam Kostelnik now to 3rd as Jim Nicola falls back to 4th. Halfway, 15 laps down, 15 laps to go. Brian Ship has a lead of almost a full straightaway in car 40. The Jefferson Hills, Pennsylvania resident, way out in front of this field. Now 2 veterans go wheel to wheel for 2nd position. George Nicola in 97 and Adam Kostelnik in 60. Kostelnik makes a high side pass complete in turn 1. And on lap 16, Kostelnik pulls into 2nd position around George Nicola. Jim Nicola in 4th. Lonnie Hoffman there to challenge. Brian Ship, or Bobby Ship, I should say, in the 0-4, has fallen back 3 or 4 positions in the last couple of laps, while his younger brother pulls away from the field. On the front straight, going side by side. For position number 4, it's Lonnie Hoffman, the hometown hero in car 96. He pulls dead even with Jim Nicola of Pittsburgh down the back straight. Wheel to wheel through turn number 3. Will Bobby Ship seize the inside lane opportunity and follow Hoffman through? Hoffman grabs the 4th spot, Jim Nicola back to 5th, and Bobby Ship, who comes into tonight's 2nd in the championship point standings. Not on the scoreboard, outside of the top 5 right now, looking to challenge Jim Nicola to advance. Here comes that challenge in turn 4 as Ship uses the low side by side at the scoring line and into turn number 1. Ship holds the inside lane but cannot complete the pass. Nicola maintains 5th position in car 5. Laps are completed, and Brian Ship's lead is holding rather steady over Adam Kostelnik at about a straightaways distance. We could be looking at the upset of the season here at Motordrome Speedway as 22 laps are completed, 8 laps remaining, and without a caution flag, it would appear right now impossible for Adam Kostelnik to close down the interval and challenge for yet another victory. Working lap 24 and an incredible Cinderella story developing. Bobby Ship, the older brother of your leader, has finished 2nd to Adam Kostelnik approximately 16 times in the last 2 racing seasons. And just when it seemed like Bobby Ship was on the verge of finally getting another feature victory over Kostelnik, last week, Kostelnik in the very late stages of the event used a restart to pull ahead and gain the advantage. Now it's younger brother Brian Ship, who really has not threatened for a feature victory in his young modified career, nor has he been to victory in the Charger division where he began racing. And with only 4 laps to go in the modified division here at Motordrome Speedway, we could be having an upset. It's Brian Ship with a straightaways advantage over points leader Adam Kostelnik. George Nicola hangs on to 3rd. Lonnie Hoffman up to 4th. Jim Nicola, the former champion, in 5th. Then it's Bobby Ship and Harry Opfer. Out of turn 4, the signal for 2 laps to go for Brian Ship, whose racing career has not lasted seemingly very long. and a big, big win. Will he be able to negotiate one more lap with no challengers? White flag is in the air. A win streak about to be stopped as the 5-time champion is a distant second in this caution-free event after starting last down the back straight. In car number 40, the younger brother of a former Charger Division champion, making a name for himself tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Brian Shipp gets a first career victory. Coming home in second, it's Adam Kostelnik in 60. Third, it's George Nicola. Fourth, it's Lonnie Hoffman. And fifth, Jim Nicola. Well, Brian Shipp, we thought a few weeks ago we might be talking to your brother here a little bit sooner than you, but this car was absolutely flawless performing tonight. Tell us about that run.
It wasn't as good as I thought it was, or it's a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I was fighting handling issues all night, but come out once I got in the lead, it was perfect.
Your brother has finished second so many times to Adam Kostelnik, and he's coming over here to congratulate you right now. Let's talk about how he helped your racing career, because I know you started in Chargers with his old equipment.
Yeah, the Charger car was a hand-me-down, and my first modified was a hand-me-down. We both started out running go-karts, and he's the brains. I just, basically get in it and drive it, tell him what it's doing.
And a chance to thank the sponsors and crew for this first career win.
We don't have any sponsors. I'd like to thank my parents, my brother, my fiance, my whole family. That's it.
There he is, his first time in victory lane, and coming over to congratulate him, his big brother, Bobby Shipp. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a round of applause for Brian Shipp? The pole, Dave Merrow, outside Dan Lewis. Third starter, Todd Price. Fourth, Steve Black. Green flag is out. '69 of Merrow out to an early lead, leaving Todd Price and Dan Lewis side by side, as is the rest of the field behind him. Pacing this field, Dave Merrow, and Gary Wiltrout is off the pace, forcing 3 wide on the back straight. Kyle Martell backs out of the middle of that chaos. Wiltrout had to lift off the throttle as he had a handling problem in his heat race as well. And the former track champion drifting back in this field here on lap number 2. Finally, single file at the front of the field, Dave Merrow the leader, Todd Price in second, Barry Oddie third, and here comes Dan Lewis to challenge the veteran. He is in fourth, and Steve Black is fifth. Challenge for the 6th position. It's being held by the 60 of Will Thomas, and Bobby Henry in car 11 wants to move up. Working lap 4, and the best battle on the speedway is for 6th as Henry moves to the inside of Thomas. Mark Catone started deep in this field, and he's looking to continue to make an inside charge behind Henry on the 60 of Will Thomas. Thomas losing 2 positions that lap. Thomas has 2 feature wins here at Motordrome. And now Neal Brown sneaks beneath him. Challenge for 2nd at the front of this field. Barry Oddie moves to the inside of Todd Price. Working lap number 6 with Dave Merrow continuing to lead. Todd Price in the 15 car, the Frankie Day Oldies Show. Stoystown Auto Wrecking Machine. Wheel to wheel with another entry sponsored by Stoystown Auto Wrecking. It's the Wheeler Brothers Chevrolet number 75 of Barry Oddie. Price drifts up about half a lane that time, and Oddie is able to clear the 15 machine for a position. Now Dan Lewis and Steve Black start to fight it out for 4th position as Bobby Henry joins that fight. Bobby Henry in car 11, maybe the fastest car on the racetrack right now, as he is pulled to the inside of the Penn West Toyota Lift Camry number 1, driven by Steve Black. Henry in the Palagrudo Motorsports, 3rd level direct Stone and Company Megan Ford. challenging Lewis, and Will Thomas is off the pace. The Benz Motorsports entry heading pit side with Will Thomas on board. Thomas coming into tonight was second in the championship points chase. This could be a disaster for their title hopes. Meanwhile, the battle for third rages on, 3 cars strong. 15 of Todd Price has the podium position. Bobby Henry moving up to challenge for it, and Dan Lewis, who fell back just a little bit, finds new life, then gets sideways on the back straight, collecting Steve Black. Green flag stays out, but now Lewis will spin completely in turns 3 and 4. As several cars had locked up the brakes, it looks like maybe there was contact with Marc Bull at the back of the field as a repercussion. And Bull is headed pit side, last week's winner. A super late model feature win leads Barry, Audi, Todd Price, and oh, he nearly loses the handle and the lead on the restart. The tires have cooled off, and Dave Merrow was all kinds of sideways on the restart. Barry Audi in second after both drivers make a terrific save, and look at Bobby Henry. He just stormed around the 15 of Todd Price, and Henry is the man on the move. On lap number 11, car number 11. Steve Black is into the outside retaining wall. That car got some damage in our last caution flag incident. Sean Pilla is off the pace. Green flag stays out. And we're going to need a caution flag. It only stands to reason that Steve Black sustained some kind of damage when Dan Lewis drove into his left side and forced him into the outside retaining wall on lap 10. And now Black drifts high on his own this time and pounds the outside retaining wall concrete. On the same lap, the 5 of Sean Pilla slows on the speedway. Players on this restart and keep it pointed the right direction on the front straight. He does, and we're green and racing. Could it be another first-time feature winner at Motordrome Speedway tonight? Dave Merrow, Truck Division champion in the Cars by Dave number 69 machine. And we got a spin in turn 4. Michael Zombar, the sophomore driver, goes around to bring out the caution in car 64. First in 5 seasons. And Bobby Henry, opening night winner, looking for number 2 as the green flag waves. Battle develops for 5th position. Todd Price in the 15. Now comes under fire of Neal Brown in car 98, who started all the way at the back of this field. Brown climbs into 5th position. On lap 14, Neal Brown into 5th. It's been an up and down season for Brown. He won his first start of the year. He crashed his second start of the year. In his third go of 2009, he has climbed from the back of the pack to 5th, and just in front of him is the current points leader, Marc Catone, in car 31. Catone has not finished lower than 2nd in our 5 events to this point. He's got 1 feature win, as does the driver in front of him, Bobby Henry, in 3rd. Barry Audi in 2nd is losing ground to Dave Merrow. Dave Merrow in the Nichol Logistics Cars by Dave 69 Chevrolet, leading this field with Barry Audi struggling to keep that pace. Then Bobby Henry and Marc Catone, a pair of former track champions, in 3rd and 4th. Neal Brown, a winner 2 weeks ago, is 5th, and those 5 cars are breaking away from the rest of the field. Up to 6th now, it's Gary Wiltrout, who had that big problem early on in this feature event, battling back. And on the front straight, Gregory Kelly, who nearly lost the handle out of turn 4, is feeling the pressure of Matt Bethlehem Barn. But now a fight develops for 4th position. Marc Catone has 4th. Neal Brown moves around to his outside. Top-notch race cars in 4th and 5th positions, pulling away from the rest of this field. And look at Neal Brown using the high side. After a vicious crash on lap 1 a week ago, Brown powering around the points leader. The Richter Motorsports, O'Shea Lumber, Hunters, Peterbilt, Davies Ford, number 98 of Neal Brown takes a position away from Marc Catone and begins to challenge Bobby Henry. Neal Brown on lap 21 is displaying all kinds of strength. He has moved around a pair of Motordrome Speedway track champions after starting deep in this field and closes in now on the 75 of Barry Audi in second. As we near the midpoint of this event, Dave Merrow from Wall, Pennsylvania is running away with this event. Barry Audi is a distant second, just about half a straightaway behind. And then the fastest man on the speedway right now, Neal Brown, who's made most of his passes to the high side, as he will for second, around Barry Audi to the top of the pavement on the back straight. Neal Brown into the runner-up position over Barry Audi. Bobby Henry in fourth, Marc Catone, the points leader, fifth. Marc Catone now looking to challenge Bobby Henry. Very close racing down the front straight at the midpoint of this event. Under the crossed flags, Marc Catone seemed to be pushing Bobby Henry across the scoring line. And just as Dave Merrow's lead was increasing over Barry Audi, it is drastically decreasing with Neal Brown in second position. Neal Brown started 12th in this field and closes in quickly on front row starter Dave Merrow. Brown, the leading winner of 2008, pulls nearly even with Merrow at the scoring line to work lap 27. They are door to door in turn number 2. The winning veteran on the inside, and Merrow looking for his first win on the outside. Neal Brown takes over the point position in turn 4 and will make it official on lap 28 of 50 at the scoring line. Now the battle between Henry and Catone results in some contact in turn 1. Catone got into the left rear corner of the 11 of Bobby Henry that time. Henry is 4th. Catone, the points leader, is 5th. Barry Audi all by himself in 3rd at the moment, as Henry not able to gain ground on the 75 machine, trying to defend his position from the advances of Marc Catone. Working lap number 31, single file at the front of the field. Neal Brown in 98, Dave Merrow in 69, Barry Audi in 75, Bobby Henry in 11, and Marc Catone in 31. Merrow in the 2nd spot is still not losing any ground to Barry Audi, the veteran, in 3rd. The lap car of Steve Black, with heavy body damage on lap 33, pulls to the inside to allow the leaders to pass by. Challenge for the 3rd position, Bobby Henry not only thwarts the advances of Marc Catone, but takes the high side to pass Barry Audi. And Bobby Henry, the 2007 NASCAR Subway Super Late Model champ, moving into a podium spot around the outside of Barry Audi, and Marc Catone will follow. On lap 35, the new top 5 in the running order: Neal Brown, Dave Merrow, Bobby Henry, who's gaining quickly on the 69 car, Marc Catone, and Barry Audi. On that last lap, Steve Black retired from competition, and Todd Price made a pit stop. Neal Brown with a big lead over the nearly sideways Dave Merrow that time, exiting turn 2. Just what Bobby Henry needed was for Dave Merrow to make a miscue, and it happened out of turn number 2. Henry reels into the back bumper of Merrow now. The third level direct. Stone and Company, Megan Ford of Bobby Henry, looking to challenge for the runner-up position. He made his pass for third on the outside. Let's see if he will try Merrow to the inside as Merrow is drifting up the racetrack and again nearly losing the handle in turn 4 as Merrow's tires could be going away here on lap 38. Catone has closed in on this battle as well, and Merrow again turning the wheel to the right, exiting turn 2 to gather up a loose handling race car. Henry to the inside, Merrow again nearly spins in turn 3. Gathers it back up, and Henry takes over second position with 11 laps to go. Marc Catone is now to the inside of Merrow and looks to be ready to wrestle away the third spot. He will complete the pass of Merrow as the handling has gone away from the early race leader. Headed into turn 1, we had some contact there between the 44 of Gregory Kelly and the 26 of Nathan Russell with 10 laps to go. On the back straight, they stay glued together door to door. The young Kerwinsville driver in the Lesser Lumber. Russell paving number 26, surrendering a position to the D&K Sales and Service Froggy 44 of Gregory Kelly with 9 laps to go. Neal Brown is all by himself on the back straight. A lead of about half a straightaway between himself and Bobby Henry with the lapped car of Michael Zombar in between. Henry is now pulling away from third place driver Catone, but will not have enough time to reel in the leader without a caution flag. And now a challenge for second on the back straight as Bobby Henry closed in to put Michael Zombar a lap down. Marc Catone gained several car lengths that lap. Henry lost some distance, maybe made a miscue there as 5 laps to go. Brown's lead has increased to a full straightaway, and Marc Catone has closed in on the rear bumper of Bobby Henry. Marc Catone from McKeesport, the 1995 and 2001 NASCAR Subway Super Late Model champion at Motordrome Speedway. And Bobby Henry in car 11, the 2007 NASCAR Subway Super Late Model champion. And in the last 2 laps, the Auto Express Transportation 31 of Catone has lost a couple of car lengths with 3 laps to go. Dave Merrow still hangs on to 4th, Barry Audi in 5th. Marc Bull has climbed from deep in the field to 6th spot as there are now 2 laps to go. White flag waving for Acme, Pennsylvania veteran Neal Brown, the driver who won more feature events in 2008 than any other, including the Piney Lasky Memorial 100 for the biggest paycheck in Motordrome history, has made 3 starts in 2009. 2 of them now result in victory as Neal Brown takes the checkered flag over Bobby Henry, Marc Catone, Dave Merrow, and Barry Audi. Well, Neal, before we talk about that run, let's talk about your season. Consistency's boring. Man, you've come out with a dominating win, a crash on lap 1, now a dominating win. That chasing points is boring, isn't it?
Well, the last 2 years we decided we're not going to run for points. We've been having a lot of fun the last 2 years just coming out and racing and driving the car as hard as we can and trying to win races. And got to thank Jim. He did a great job putting the car back together this week, and want to thank all the fans for coming out, and want to thank Harley at Port City Racing for helping us set up this car, and Alan Kroll from Penske Racing Shocks. We owe a lot of thanks to them. They've done a great job. I'd like to thank my sponsors, R&M Trucking, O'Shea Lumber, Hunter's Peterbilt, Davies Ford.
Well, Neal, one other question for you. When you leave on the hook a week ago and then they tell you you're starting 12th tonight, do you know on the starting grid that this car's been put back together well enough to do what you did tonight and storm through for a win by a straightaway?
Well, it was all cosmetic damage. There was no suspension parts hurt last week. We could have tore the nose off and went back out and raced, but we opted just to put it in a trailer. So with none of the suspension tore up, we had a pretty good feeling about the car.
A good feeling turns into a second victory of 2009. Ladies and gentlemen, Neal Brown. Farrell, 71, John Scott, 48. Is Ed McConnell, 20. No start that time. No start. The start will be waved off, and that will allow us to continue with the lineup after we back them off from 4 wide on the bench. Ron Eifert, the third of Scottdale, starting to the outside. 15-lap feature for the Chargers is underway. Roger Bryan out to an early lead over Tracy Keller in a borrowed race car. 3 wide in the middle of the pack, maybe 4 wide. Looks like a dangerous situation, but cooler heads prevail. Green flag stays out with Bryan and Keller up front. Kristen Ettling gets turned around in front of the field, and we're stacking cars up into the guardrail on the outside. Tough break for top points drivers Ed Neidhart and Matt Gardner. Feature with a second attempt of a clean start. Green flag is out. Roger Bryan, Chris Spadacine bring him to the line. And then Keller in row 2. Tracy Keller on the inside, and the Victor Keller, number 11, after the 1 car was destroyed last week. Look at this 3 wide. Spadacine is up to the outside wall. Keller shoots through the middle with Zane Farrell on the inside. We were briefly 4 wide entering turn 3, and look at Kristen Ettling after the crash, storming back up through this field. Somehow that lap 1 scared me even more than the one with the crash, as we were 3 and 4 wide, and now the battle for the lead into turn 3. Roger Bryan about to lose the point position to Tracy Keller in a borrowed race car. Bryan is now surrounded by Kellers with Denny in 3rd. And look at Zane Farrell, the rookie in car 14 with a strong 4th place run. He's taken a spot away from former feature winner Chris Spadacine. Spadacine in 43 is about to feel the pressure from Kristen Ettling in the 8, who's about to feel the pressure of the 2 of A.J. Poljak. Action all over the speedway as there's nearly contact in turn 4. Poljak turns down to make it an avoidable incident, as I thought we were going to have a car turned around again. Ettling and Poljak making contact as we're working lap 3. That slows their progress just a bit as they now resume, closing in on the 43 of Spadacine. Tracy Keller running away with this event at the moment over Roger Bryan and Denny Keller. Denny Keller closes in and nearly hits the 12 of Roger Bryan. In numerical order, we have 11, 12, 13, and 14 at the front of this field. A shocking but insignificant fact as we work lap number 5 of 15. The reason the 11 car is shown on the scoreboard as number 1 is because Tracy Keller is trying to maintain his points position after his number 1 car was destroyed last week. I still think it's cool that 11, 12, 13, and 14 are the cars pacing the field. Zane Farrell, the rookie, is trying to throw us out of numerical sequence by challenging for 3rd position with his 14 car. And just as he is looking to make a move on Denny Keller, Spadacine, Ettling, and Poljak have closed in. Spadacine gets her crossed up out of 4. We go 3 wide on the front stretch. It's Ettling and Poljak now advancing around Spadacine, and both of those drivers look to be closing in quickly on Farrell in 14, who is challenging Keller in 13. Halfway through a thrilling Charger feature, 8 laps are completed of 15, and now A.J. Poljak in car 2 makes a move around Kristen Ettling in the 8, so Poljak is now up to 5th. Then it's the rookie Farrell, the veteran Keller, Bryan in 12, and Tracy Keller, the leader from Asheville. Keller, your leader, has been to victory lane in 2009, as has his cousin Denny in 3rd spot. Meanwhile, Bryan in 12 looks for a career first win. 2009 feature winner A.J. Poljak tries the slide job pass on rookie Zane Farrell, but the rookie battles right back impressively. Poljak's on the outside in car 2, Farrell on the inside in 14. Ettling wants to become a part of that battle again as well. 4 laps to go, and I wish there were 10 more with this kind of action, as Denny Keller now looking to make an advancement into the runner-up position behind his cousin by passing the 12 of Bryan. He can't get it done that lap, but the rookie Farrell still holding off Ettling and Poljak. Poljak was once up into the 4th spot briefly. Now he's back into 6th as Ettling is 5th, and Farrell holds 4th. Now Ettling dives to the inside of Farrell. Ettling just barely not considered a rookie. Farrell truly a racing rookie. And Ettling will take that spot away. Here comes Poljak around the inside of Farrell. All the while, Tracy Keller has not really been able to run away with the lead. We have 2 laps to go, and Denny Keller is now pulling to the outside to challenge Roger Bryan. Ettling and Poljak are now gaining on the 2nd and 3rd place cars quickly as the white flag waves. Tracy Keller may not get a challenge, but all the rest of the positions are still up for grabs in this final half mile of the Charger feature. Ettling pulls into 3rd, Poljak into 4th, and out of turn 4, the 2006 Charger Division champion, Tracy Keller, will take his 2nd feature win of the season in a borrowed car over Roger Bryan, Kristen Ettling, A.J. Poljak, and Denny Keller. After one of the most frightening crashes in Charger racing history on the back straight, 2 cars go head-on into the outside wall. Tracy Keller, you were one of them. You walked away. First, tell us the damage to your primary car.
Front frame section, radiator, fan, all the pulleys. It's pretty torn up, but it'll be here next week.
It'll be back out next week, so Vic will be back behind the wheel of this machine.
I hate to say it, but yeah, he'll be behind it, yeah.
Okay, now he's here in victory lane with us, and he's never won a feature. You have. Did you turn some wrenches on this thing and say, hey, I know which bolts will make this thing go quick?
No, it's the same way he was driving it. Well, we did a few swap some springs around, but it's pretty much the same parts that's on it when he drives it.
This must mean you're in the mood for a championship season once again, since you were willing to boot your cousin out of this car and jump in behind the wheel. Or your brother, I should say, while your cousin's leading the points. What's the plan for the rest of the year?
Just keep running and keep winning.
And he's done it twice already in the young 2009 season. Ladies and gentlemen, Tracy Keller.
Sponsors, I got to thank Haas for helping me out, BK Electric, J&L Truck Bodies, Dave and Evelyn Martinelli. Just everybody's been helping me out with this wrecked car, so I got to thank everybody.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen, the former champion, Tracy Keller. Ashbaugh. The 8 is Ivan Tucker from Cannonsburg. Green flag is out. 46 is Sean Rich. And the 47 is Mark Tringes Jr. 15 laps the distance for the Coca-Cola Super Compacts, and we got a hard crash in turn 2. 13 of Ashbaugh gets into the 8 of Ivan Tucker, and he pulls away from the scene. Gotta love the super compacts for that. First time starter Ivan Tucker pulls away from the scene of the crash. And on lap 1, race leader is Troy Knight in car 71. Look at the 3 wide action in the middle of the field coming down to the back straight. On the outside was Dunmeyer. In the middle is Schwartz in 31. 83 is Matt Sever to the inside. Andres Suarez dirt tracks the 2 car through turn number 4. And we're going to be 4 wide on the front straight. 48 of Koffler, the 2 of Suarez, the 23 of Zerfoss, and the 83 of points leader Sever went 4 wide on the front straight. Up front, 71, Troy Knight leads the way, but the 05 of Paul Koffler Jr. is closing in quickly. Challenge for the lead in turn 3. The 05 of Koffler dives to the inside of Knight. These 2 drivers are pulling away from the rest of the field as Koffler becomes the new leader on lap 4 of 15. Knight falls back to second. After starting almost last in this field, the 83 of Matt Sever is in 4th and challenging the 23 of Zerfoss for 3rd. They are side by side in turn 3. The 5 of Dunmeyer moving around the 14 car of Kevin Keffer and also passing the 96 of Seiler that lap. We have 10 to go with 5 completed. Action all over the speedway right now. Well, the top 4 are strung out just a little bit, so we'll move our attention back to the battle for 6th. Mark Seiler takes that position away. 73 car in the middle of the pack, Dave Kampfmiller, is using the highest possible lane of the racetrack on both straightaways, brushing the concrete. He's just passed Andres Suarez. Now he's to the outside of Keffer's 14 car. On lap 6, keep your eye on the 73. He's 2 lanes up in turn 1, 2 lanes up in turn 2, and all the way to the outside retaining wall down the back straight. Kampfmiller gaining positions that way. Challenge for 2nd position. Matt Sever dives to the inside of Knight, takes away the runner-up spot. The 05 of your leader, Koffler, is 3 wide with lap traffic on the front straight here on lap 9. He nearly gets pinned to the inside retaining wall. Koffler in the 05 having some scary moments there working lap number 9. And Matt Sever gets through the lap traffic much quicker down the back straight. Those lap cars separated when Sever tried to move around them, and they held up your leader, Koffler. So now, with 5 laps to go, Koffler's lead has been greatly diminished, only about 7 or 8 car lengths, maybe 9, between himself and the 83 of Sever, and Sever may be closing. Look out of turn number 2. The battle for 3rd is going to be 3 wide. It's Zerfoss in the middle with the lapped car on the bottom and Dunmeyer outside, and Kampfmiller in the 73, who's running a 3/4 mile version of Motordrome Speedway, is right there to join this battle after starting deep in the field. We're now working lap 11. It's the 23 of Zerfoss in 3rd, the 5 of Dunmeyer in 4th, and Kampfmiller in the 73 is going to make it a 3-car fight for 3rd position. More 3 wide in this battle, headed into turn 1 as the 13 of Ashbaugh is now the lapped car on the inside on lap 12. There goes Dunmeyer to the top, and Kampfmiller makes a bad choice with the lapped car, and Mark Seiler shoots around him in car 96. In turn 3, the 14 car of Keffer slowed dramatically, but now back on the throttle. The green flag stays out. There's a 4-car fight going on for 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Right now it's Zerfoss as the white flag is waving for the 05 of Koffler, your leader. And the 96 of Seiler, the 5 of Dunmeyer, the 73 of Kumpfmiller. Down the back straight, points leader Matt Sever has to close in about 4 or 5 car lengths to challenge for the win. The 05 of Koffler maintains the lead out of 4 and a first-time Motordrome win for the 05 of Paul Koffler Jr. over Matt Sever in 2nd, 3rd to Eugene Zerfoss, 4th to Larry Dunmeyer, and 5th to Mark Seiler. Subway gift certificate for you. Let's talk a little about your career. This is your first season racing here at Motordrome. When did you get your racing start?
1999, Farmington Speedway.
At Farmington Speedway, you guys kind of live down that way, don't you?
Yeah, we live in West Licensing.
Now you got Paul Koffler the 3rd out there. That's your son, I would assume.
Yes.
Now his car doesn't look anything like yours. Different number, different paint scheme. Sometimes the father and son combinations, they have cars that look alike. Why is that not the case with your team?
He likes a black car.
And now with your first Motordrome victory, can we assume we're going to see you here each and every week?
Oh, yeah.
You really outdistanced those guys today. Did you do anything different to this race car, or was it a little bit of that starting spot helping you out?
Nope, just changed transmission, took standard out, put automatic in it.
So you just won with an automatic transmission after most of our regular guys from last year switched to a manual.
Yes.
Well, congratulations on that big win, and how about a chance to thank your sponsors and crew?
Yeah, thank Carry All Products, Abby's Healthcare, and I want to thank my dad, my wife, everybody helped me out, my son, everybody.
Is this your first career victory?
No, just at asphalt, yes.
First asphalt win, ladies and gentlemen, Paul Koffler Jr. standing in Motordrome Speedway victory lane.